Here we are back again for another Pace Setters AU Tongue Tie Off podcast and a bridge version this week, Jace. We've had a little bit of technical difficulties this week, and unfortunately it means we have to cram through, but we still wanted to press on and give you all our thoughts.
We do. 11 races, we'll give them the due that they require. Some of them we won't look at hardly at all, but I'll tell you what, the technical difficulties were real. And they weren't small, they were significant. Race 1, let's get stuck in, Codes.
The Delray National Italian Cup to start us off, Jace, one of the time-honoured races. What do you like in the first free-for-all to start the Trots night off at 4:59 p.m?
So I've got a lot of pressure in the early stages. Quick lead time 1, 2 and 3 all having a crack, particularly after reading Bronte Neuenberg's article about Alfred E. Newman, Sam Barker wanting to kick up with the pole marker. I reckon Perfect Class will eventually find the front, but at what cost? So I'm thinking sub 44 second lead time, Like a Wildfire, and 888 might be the two I'll be having a crack at here, and hope that early pressure is significant and real, Codes.
It is absolutely on like Donkey Kong with the way you covered that, Jace. Take a breath, son. That was fantastic. I am very interested to see how Bark goes in this race, but I think Perfect Class can find the front. I think Tango Tara can initially find the pegs, get a beautiful run in transit. And for me, I want to play Tango Tara, who ran fourth in this race last year on the 1x5 basis, Jace. That's race 1. You can get all of the graphics, all of the jazz, all of your fun facts, Jace, which are fantastic on pacesetters.au, so make sure you check that out this week, folks, as we whip our way through race 2, the Pride's Easy Feed Pace, Jace. This is an interesting little affair.
It is. Again, I think the speed comes from the inside. Don't know much about Shadow Celt's early speed, but I think our mate Menko, who's got a very good record, when leading, will get across early. Will it want to hold the front or hand up to a lot like Louis? I'm thinking the class edge for a lot like Louis will shine through. So I've got it on top. What do I want, about $2? $2.20 to 40, and I reckon I'll be having a bet there. But I think you can also have a little exacta trifecta. I know you like the 1 a little bit. You'll talk about that in a moment. But 4 to win, maybe 1, 2, 3 to run second, and then 1, 2, 3 to beat 4 for 8. Much inferior amount, Codes.
Yeah, we're pretty aligned here. I like a lot like Louis to find the top. I think Stag Party can hold them out early, then hand up to a lot like Louis. From there, a lot like Louis should just win. Stag Party gets that nice run of the race. You know I like Shadow Celt, ready to win. It's in the mix. And the only other horses I could entertain are our mate Menko and Leonard S from inside the back row for maybe a minor place chance. But, I'm pretty keen to play a lot like Louis in the race number 2, Jace.
Third, this is the first heat of the Sulky.up Metropolitan Pace Series. There's 5 of them.
Apps to get through.
Elusive, again, we'll have a pace setter profile key stat, and we'll put that up on socials. Elusive is a very good leader, great record, even lead and trail. Overall, the record is outstanding. I think it gets across at the start. Scratching of Perfect in Pink. Smoke and Ace, the major danger. Is that where it ends? Maybe not, but probably. I'm with Elusive.
Yeah, I think Elusive, great win last time out. Terrific drive, Connor Clark. You know I love Smoke and Ace. I made that point last week. Was scratched last week. Kyle Marshall's come out and said this is his best winning chance of the night, and I agree. But the points you've made for Elusive, very strong. I think it's between those two. You could potentially make a case for a money race with horses like Swizzle Stick and Exotic Bush Ranger along the pegs, Jace. But I think we're both pretty aligned here with Elusive and Smoke and Ace.
Still reeling from the technical difficulties. But race 4, you like Roadmaster here?
I do like Roadmaster in race 4. 2 recent trials have been very strong. This horse was able to outsprint Captain Hammerhead last year, Jace, after leading and then handing up. I think it's a similar sort of scenario here. Interested to see if you think Matty Craven can lead on Roadmaster and then hand up to the Beach Fantasy, or does he wait for Gorn to rip round?
I wouldn't base it on what happened last year. I could probably do a lot more things last year as well, put on about 20 kilos. I think it gets to the front. Roadmaster has had a couple of trials. Does it stay there? It's got a very good record leading or trailing, I reckon. I think it hands up to the Beach Fantasy. What do they do with Gorn? Do they sit back and educate him a little bit, knowing he'll probably finish top 2 regardless because he can be a bit headstrong, or do they whip around and dominate the race? I think Gorn will win. Price will be very interesting, but I don't mind your thoughts on Roadmaster. Critical to this race, I think, Codes, is what the market says about Roadmaster once it opens sometime about 8 minutes before the race.
Exactly. And your Gorn question almost sounded like a scorching stumper. Mate,
Had a lot of that feel to it. Yeah.
So, race number 5, we kick off the quaddie with the Trotters Handicap, which is interesting, Jace. 12 horses, standing start in the quaddie.
Yeah, neither of us really love the fact that this is the first leg of the quaddie. It's going to make life very hard. Virginia Cloud's the one to beat. I will not be having a bet in this race. I wouldn't have thought unless Zaram is a much better price and you're getting on herv.org.bet.au. When we play our pod quad, we're including, are we? 3 Copacabana. With the 20-metre advantage, you think it's a chance of beating more highly qualified and rated rivals, Coates?
I do. I thought that last run was enormous for Copacabana. It screamed, get on next time out. But I'm with you on Virginia Clowers. I think it is the horse to beat. Best trotter in this in the field, I think, Jace.
And we'll throw in Iron Love as well, of course.
You have to. Nathan Jack driving very, very well. So 3, 7, 10 for our pod quad.
Race 6, Heat 3 of the Sulky.app Metropolitan Pace Series. Rory Veal's got a very good record from the pole. I think there's a massive class edge here for, is this the real love? Is this just fantasy? You love the horse.
I love the horse.
If it's behind the leader, I think it's a moral. Even if it's not, I think it's half a moral. One of the better bets of the night. Again, we need something reasonable, thoughtful and decent for a price. But I think we might because of what seems like a potentially awkward draw. So the 8 clearly on top and 1 and 9, the very small dangers.
Yeah, 100%. I'm on. Is this just fantasy? And very keen, Jace. So we'll make that a pod quad 1-outer.
I like it.
Race 7, the Sulky at Metro Pace, 4th heat. And look, this is an interesting race, Jace. I think I've found one here in Courageous Saint. I think First Dance can lead. I think Ludicrous will be up outside, punching it up a little bit. And I think Courageous Saint, who's been in the black book forever, gets its chance, but on the 1/5 basis.
On the 1/5 basis. Vanquish Stride, I've been following everywhere, bar the bathroom, because I let people go to the bathroom. That's what I've always felt they should go to the bathroom on their own. 2, First Dance, I think gets across Courageous Saint. Does it want to hold the lead? Does it want to hand up to Ludicrous? They've been in this position before. It did hand up to Ludicrous. 1,720 metres makes it interesting. I'm thinking Ludicrous is the better of the 2 horses. If it leads, it's a moral again. If it doesn't lead, I still think it can win. So I'm with Ludicrous on top. I wouldn't be totally leaving out Radius and Vanquish Stride. Pod Quad Radius is probably the question mark. We want to include for you the 1, the 2 we have in. Ludicrous, my top tip, and Vanquish Stride because I'll die if he wins and he's left out.
Jace, chuck in Radius. When you're going to throw in 4, you might as well do 5. It's a good price. I'd hate to see Jackie
particularly
pop
on
up and
tonight.
win one.
Yes, I think we chuck in whatever we want. Chucky in love.
Race 8, the Sulky at Metro Pace, 5th heat, Jace. And I've got another one here at a bit of odds in number 7, Final Collect.
You reckon it's going to ping out?
I think it could. I do think Crime Rider's the one with the gate speed. I think You Bet Your Tiger buys the obvious pick on form. Super strong run last week. But Final Collect was a total forget job last time out. Pretty well placed in this sort of class. I just don't know where it lands, but I think if you get a nice price, then it's worth something each way.
I think sometimes, and I can be definitely vulnerable to this, we get caught up in maps. You Bet Your Tiger Pie is just going better than anything in the race by a space. So I think he wins, and I'm not ruling out by any stretch of the imagination the idea that he finds the front. If Magnetic Terror can hold Crime Rider early, I think then You Bet Your Tiger Pie can balance up. The lead will be his, and if he's in front, he will not get beaten. Price sensitive again, but You Bet Your Tiger Pie, this is his race. He might be the best bet of the night.
Are we saying Pod Quad just 4 and 7?
You want to throw in the 3 or not?
Crime Rider?
No.
I don't.
No, I can tell. When you pause like that, that's a no. All right, 4 and 7 it is.
Beautiful. There's the Pod Quad. 3, 7, 10 into 8 into 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 into 4 and 7. That's all going to be on pacesetters.au, Jace. Race 9, the Allied Express Cinderella Stakes. We see the champion going round here.
This could almost be a scorching stubber. Is there any chance that Rakiro Rebel flips the script here and decides to do something different? Number 1, will it hold Soho Historia earlier? I think it will. It can.
Yep. I think it can.
Are we just thinking same situation? Ladies in Red rolls around, finds the front? Or do we try something different? Won't be us, the Candyman.
No, it will. Look, I don't know, to be honest, Jace. I'm not sure. I've been picking Rakiro Rebel many times to beat Ladies in Red, and it hasn't happened.
Well, I reckon it's a good little exotic race here because Ladies in Red, I do think will find the front. Rakiro Rebel behind the leader, 1 into, and I'd add for third, Promised Land, So What, Soho Historia, and Treachery, and away we go.
Fantastic. Now, I hope everyone else's video is working fine, because on mine, Jace, you've paused, but that's okay. I will get word from the producer shortly on the text.
Am I animated again now?
Going. No, you're not on mine, but I did get a phone call, which has knocked mine out of whack a little bit.
Yeah, I think I'm still here.
No, we're still all good. So I will just pretend I cannot see you. You could be doing anything on the screen at the moment, Jace, and I can't see it. But we'll press on. I think Ladies in Red just wins. I wish Rakiro Rebel. I wish I could make a case, and I've tried. I think Rakiro Rebel can be one of the better mares in Australia in 12 months, but it already is, in fact. Yeah. But Ladies in Red, let's be honest, she's an absolute superstar, and we can just enjoy her going round.
Race 10, 2 starts on Victorian soil. They've hammered all the tricks both times. We don't know a lot about Artie's Peak.
No, but nothing at all.
I think All the Tricks, even though I don't think All the Tricks is a 1,720 metre horse, I'm thinking they'll come again. And I think he's got a pretty big class edge. Horticam, I don't know what price we'll get, but he can run a place, I think.
Horticam, $8 on Hoofbet feels like it's a bit skinny.
Yeah.
$5.50 feels way too big for All the Tricks, but
$5.50 for All the Tricks.
That's what I'm seeing on Hoofbet.
That won't be happening.
$2.80 for Xena. I don't have a strong opinion on the race, but I do think All the Tricks will be very, very hard to beat. And I know absolutely
don't worry about those prices.
I don't know anything about Artie's Peak, except when Andy Gath has a trotter first up. You've got to respect it. So a lot of respect. Race 11, the Tab Noopy Kiosk. What a trotter that was. Trotter's free for all to finish. Is this a match race, Jace? Elder Baron Zeus, who didn't win first up, and One Overall, who did win last start.
Probably the way Zeus went first up and the way One Overall went last start, you'd think that One Overall will win the race. But I tell you what, there's a few reasons that Sleepy, even though there's only 7 runners and no third dividend, you might want to back it 1/5 at the right price, because I think it'll ping across and lead.
Ooh.
And I tell you what, I know first up from a break, but gee, Sleepy is a very good short course, like an underrated short course horse. So maybe it could be the blowout, but if One Overall does what he's done the last couple of starts, I think he'll probably win the final event on the program, Cody Winnell. The most juice.
Jabon, great recovery from our first pod, which we covered a lot of territory. We'd gone for about an hour or so, and it was all going swimmingly, but the technical difficulties let us down. Not to worry, all right? Not to worry. We must be optimistic. All the information, the medal votes, the black bookers, all of it will be on pacesetters.au, and next week we'll be back with a full show.
I'll tell you what, just very quickly before we knock it off, just so people have got it, because the Fabergé egg and all the rest, I'm giving my 3-2-1 from last week to 3 votes Jimmy Herbertson, talking out of my pocket with Operative Line, 2 votes Jason Lee, great driver and Imperial Monarch, and 1 to Rob McCartney with Karamar Solomona, I think it was. And my black booker is Bulletproof Boy. Great work, and I'm breaking all the rules by giving 3 votes to Jason Lee and 3 votes to Marg Lee, and no one's getting 2 or 1. And my black booker was Kowalski Analysis, and that'll do us for now. For Tongue Tie Off, it's Tongue Tie off for the night, and we'll be back with you all next week. pacesetters.au for the full previews. Thanks, Bon. Au revoir.